Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and this is the rapid reaction to WWE Money in the Bank 2018. We're going to get to all of the matches in just a second, but I feel the need to say this right here because I might forget as I go through my review. So, the main event was the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and the winner was Braun Strowman. And firsthand, why was he the winner? You know, it's the way they built Braun Strowman. You would think that at any time he had a title shot, that he could win it, right? At any time he had a title shot, he could win it. So for me, having Braun Strowman get the Money in the Bank contract was ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So then, so now that being said, I'm looking through Twitter just before I go live, and I see a tweet, and it says, if it is Lesnar versus Reigns at SummerSlam, anybody else get the feeling it will be WrestleMania 31, with Braun Strowman playing the part of WWE Rollins. And that would be... That would be insane. That would be insane. Because if you're gonna do Lesnar and Reigns again, Reigns would have to go over. So what is this gonna? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna do Lesnar versus Reigns? Put Braun Strowman in there, and then Braun Strowman, you know, he takes the fall for Reigns, and then Reigns get the title. He still didn't beat Lesnar. It's still not making him the big dog that you have been trying to make him. So that doesn't work. You know what the tweet said: having Braun Strowman come down in the middle of the match, make it a true threat, and having Braun Strowman, you know, win the title. It still doesn't help Reigns. This is the guy that you've been saying for the last 3 years is the guy and is the future. And you're not treating him like the guy. You're not treating him like he's the future. In one respect. His match against Brock Lesnar. Everything else, right? Everything else. He wins all the time. He's the last one. He's always got prime, in TV spots. You probably pay him $10 million, like he's the guy. So you're doing all of this, making Roman Reigns the guy. All except this one time against Brock Lesnar, which he should have had his moment at WrestleMania. He kicked out of 6 fucking F5s. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. So, here's the thing. There is a part of me that wants to see Roman versus Brock, so that Roman can get the title, so that Brock Lesnar can go back to UFC and whatever. But now with this tweet has me thinking, and I don't know if I want to see it now, because as I can see both scenarios happen. I can see the WrestleMania 31 happening all over again, and either having Brock Lesnar, and even having, Brock Lesnar beat Braun Strowman to retain, or having Roman Reigns beat Braun Strowman to get the title, or having Brock Lesnar beat, or having Braun Strowman beat Brock Lesnar to get the title. And in no way did that help Roman Reigns. At this point, it's oh shit. I don't know. I want to give myself a fucking conniption fit with this company. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I really don't. I just don't know what the hell they're doing. So alright, let's go ahead and let's review Money in the Bank 2018. I think this was an above average pay-per-view. I think we didn't have any kind of big type of slow methodical type thing, or we didn't have any type of really few things. We knew the Reigns and Jinder match was going to be dumped on by the good folks here in Chicago, and we just know that. So at this point, yeah, I really want to get rid of her, because I think I'm gonna block her, because she's just out of her fucking mind. But so yeah, I might block her if I can't stand her. Anyway, here we go. Let's go. I'm talking about somebody on Twitter who is fucking stupid. Anyway, so let's talk about the kickoff show. Let's start the kickoff show as we always do. 1 hour kickoff show, 1 match. It was the SmackDown tag title match. The Raw tag title match was not done tonight, so I'm not. I guess we're gonna get tomorrow night on Raw. Or Extreme Rules or whatever. I'm not sure when we're gonna get it, but that was once again just it's whatever. So we have SmackDown title match. It was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson against the Bludgeon Brothers, and I thought this was fine. I have it at 2 3/4 stars. I thought it was fine. I thought the action was okay and good, and it what it was. I think there was a lot more offense on the Good Brothers. I should say, not the Good Brothers, on the Bludgeon Brothers. From the Good Brothers, and so yeah, I thought it was pretty fine. I had it 2.75. It was just there. It was something for the kickoff show. And that's exactly what the kickoff show should be. The kickoff show, if the kickoff show is not going to be a cruiserweight, spot fest, it should just be something that's just on formulaic, and something that's can easily on this rail give you 2.5, 2 3/4, 3 stars. Once again, I apologize. I don't know what the hell with it. Whatever. Anyway, well, after that, we opened up with Daniel Bryan against Big Cass, and this was a lot better than the last match they had, and this is a lot better than a lot of people expected. So good for them. I had it on 3 and 3 1/4 star. I think Big Cass, he was trying to do some good stuff, working it off. He brought out the torture rack, which I've been saying for a while, there should be someone that should be using the torture rack in some form or fashion. If it's that would have been perfect for Big Cass. If Big Cass would have finished Daniel Bryan with the torture rack, I think that would have been perfect. It would have get the torture rack, because someone needs. I'm not sure You know, there's not really like someone who's built on strength. Actually, no, now I think about it, Bobby Lashley. That should be Bobby Lashley's finishing move. Bobby Lashley should put on the torture rack. Put the torture rack on somebody. And finish it off. So that's what Bobby Lashley should do. So yeah, that was a good match. Big Cass tapped out to the heel hook, so we'll see where both of these men go. Rumors are, there was a rumor that we're going to get The Miz and Daniel Bryan at Extreme Rules, and I'm hoping that is not the case, because this should really be, you know, something that kind of, you know, continues to build up. You know, keep them away from each other as long as I can. You know, you want to give them tastes here and there. You want to give them taste. You know, and you want to give them taste, and then maybe have them go down two different roads. You know, I think it would be good to, maybe that's what you do. Maybe once again, maybe this Tuesday, maybe you head down that road. Maybe once again, The Miz and Daniel Bryan are, you know, doing like Miz TV or something, and then maybe I don't know, maybe Shinsuke Nakamura, you know, attacks Daniel Bryan, or, you know, and then they're gonna have a feud, and then maybe the Miz, you know, gets down with Jeff Hardy for the United States title or something. So let's kind of go down a few different paths here, and you know, before we get to Miz and Bryan. God, I apologize, y'all. I keep yawning, and I keep trying to suppress my yawn. I have no idea why, you know, I'm yawning so much. It is frustrating. It really is. It is so down frustrating. It is so frustrating. So, oh, there go my thing. So, wait a minute. I'll go over in the box and use my inhaler. Can't see it. There we go. Okay. Next match was Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley, and this is kind of a squash match. I had it at 1 3/4 stars, but this was pretty much just a glorified squash match, and it's not such a bad idea. There are some times when the heel just needs to get what's coming to him, and it doesn't need to be, you know, a back and forth contest. It can just be that the babyface takes him out and just, you know, obliterates him, and that's what kind of happened here. Sami got in some offense from, you know, the start, but once Bobby, you know, get going, it was all Bobby Lashley, and that's it. And when you think about the stuff, you know, him, you know, doing the thing with the sisters, and then him questioning Bobby's, you know, service, and then even doing the thing with, you know, today he tweeted out, he sent out a tweet talking about, you know, this match was gonna be dedicated to Bobby's father. So yeah, so those type of things. Yeah, when something like that happens, it gets something like that. It's sometimes okay that the babyface just gets, you know, he just gets to whoop the heel's ass, and sometimes it's just the way it is. And so I had no problem with that, and just like Daniel and Big Cass, hopefully these two move on to different outlets, and maybe we can, you know, get something for Bobby to do and get something for Sami to do. So if Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler wasn't in a tag team, I would really like to see Bobby and Drew do some good stuff. See if they can do some, some good stuff. Over the next couple months. That would really be, interesting. So then the next match was an IC title match. It was Elias and Seth Rollins, and I had this at 4 stars. Seth Rollins retains, and I thought this was, and I get the feeling that maybe this may not be over as well. I get the feeling this may not be over, but this was, I thought was okay. I thought it was a nice story. One thing that they are doing, it seems like with Seth Rollins, that they are trying to, every time they do it, they're doing something like with the knee, and they're going back to the knee as if like the knee is a weakness for Seth, and in every match he tweaks his knee or something like that, and that's what happens. And wow, that's okay. I don't want them to use the knee as a crutch, so to speak. I don't want them to use the knee as a crutch. I want them to be able to do good, entertaining matches without and have them get heat on Seth without the heat having to come from an injured knee or something like that, or so you can do other things like that. So I would like to. Hopefully that could happen, so we will have to wait and see. I think Elias, he's pretty good in the ring. We know that he's very, very good on the mic and everything like that. And but he's also very, very good, and he's also very, very good in the ring. So that's good on him. There, I thought that it was some good stuff. I like the fact that Elias went up with an elbow, came down on Seth. I thought that was fantastic. So good job by both guys. Like I said, I had it at 4 stars, and I thought this was very, very good, very, very entertaining. Next was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and this I thought was special. I really did. I had it at 4.5 stars, and I thought these women went out and they really tried their hardest, to do some good stuff. Especially and I was very surprised at Lana. Lana was, obviously she's gone through a lot of, transitions, and she's almost going old school with it, where she's getting her training, on the go, because that's how it kind of used to be. Back in the days, they would, I think it was like Finley and a few others would before Monday Night Raws and before certain house shows, he would get the girls in the ring and he would have them run ropes and have them do the bumps and have them do moves and things like that, to try to get the girls ready to get into the ring. So yeah, they didn't do formal training. I think that's kind of happening with Lana. I kind of think that she's just like on the road and someone is training her and so to try to get her to do, to be better. And she was very entertaining. She decided to do the accolade. It's also very kind of, it doesn't look the same when Lana does it as when Rusev does it, but it's still it was very, I thought it was a very entertaining part. There's definitely some great spots. Love the beginning of the spot when Ember Moon backflips onto onto Sasha Banks, who falls on the ladder. I thought that was good. That there was some other good things. The one thing that I think may take away a little bit was that there was a little botch. I'm not sure if Becky went up the ladder too fast or if Alexa Bliss mixed her spot, but it was at one point where you could see, and they were showing at the camera where Becky Lynch had grabbed she had grabbed the thing, and she had pulled it, and you can see like all she had to do was then just take the thing and unhook the thing. But then she all of a sudden she lets it go, and then goes to what, and then that's when Alexa comes in and pushes it off the ladder. So that, it kind of, something mistaken there, but it doesn't take away from the entire match. The match was absolutely fantastic. Alexa won. She wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Chicago liked it, but people on Twitter wasn't very too fond of it. I'm not sure how you guys think. You guys will get your opportunity to post down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I was I guess I was okay with it, especially especially how it went down later on in the evening, and we'll get to that soon. But yeah, I was kind of okay with that. I really was. On a side note, should the Money in the Bank ladder matches, should both the men's and the women's, should they both happen, at the beginning, like around the, should the women's ladder match, or the men's match, actually, whatever, should they go on, like earlier, so that as we get later on into the program, we can have a cash in. That's something to think about. I'm actually okay with it not being that way, especially since we have two cash ins. So I would actually be okay with having like all the titles, and then have, so that you can have a cash in. Now we'll have to wait and see. So, but I would prefer that there were no cash ins on the same night. So I would prefer like the ladder matches to be, last, or at least just, or at least just don't do it. But if done right, I can be persuaded to have cash in on the same night as the bank contract win. So yeah, and there was some other good spots. For some reason, I guess Charlotte Flair is not, she's not superstitious. She kept running under the ladder. I have no idea what. I personally have too much bad luck. I don't want to run under a ladder. So that was that for me. Yeah, I think all girls put in some good work. So, and that's going to be good for them. So again, once again, I had it at 4.5 stars, and I thought it was a pretty good effort. So now the match that I guess nobody wanted to see, Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal. And so first off, I was glad that they decided not to put this match on last, or semi-last, or second to last, because it didn't need to. It didn't need to be there. Listen, at this point, there is a very good possibility that any match that involves Roman Reigns is going to get this treatment. It's going to get the treatment that they get at WrestleMania. It's going to get the treatment that it got tonight in Chicago at Money in the Bank. It's going to get the treatment that it got at Backlash. Right? It's going to get that treatment where you're going to get chants. You're gonna get chants, and you're gonna get beach balls, and you're gonna get all types of other things. And in all honesty, it's off. It's really sucks. It really does. It really does suck. because Roman doesn't deserve that. The guy in the match with him, Jinder Mahal, doesn't deserve it. Mojo doesn't deserve it. They don't deserve it. They're going out there busting their ass, hurting themselves for your entertainment, and you want to just you just want to piss all over it, and like I just don't get it. And again, it's partly WWE's fault because they didn't do Roman right. They really didn't. They didn't do Roman right. Roman Reigns should really be like the Universal Champion right now. He really should have been. There should have been a Universal title match between him and Jinder Mahal, and then we wouldn't have to worry about what we talked about earlier with Braun Strowman cashing on Roman Reigns, whatever, right? We wouldn't have to worry about there being another Lesnar Reigns match to have to think about coming up or anything like that. But I just think at this point the fans are just they have this entitlement attitude about them where they it's not it sucks, and it's all bullshit. It is all bullshit. It all stems from the Daniel Bryan thing. It's totally that. And I can guarantee you, if the Daniel Bryan thing was not there, Roman Reigns wouldn't be in this situation. And another WWE's part is that WWE is not booking Roman Reigns the way they did John Cena. And I know in no way they're trying to say, well, you're not trying to do another John Cena, but you can do another John. You can make another big guy without doing the John Cena way, but still giving him the John Cena treatment, in which where he John Cena would never have that happen to him. In John Cena's heyday, what happened to him would never happen. He wouldn't lose a match to Lesnar, a big match. He wouldn't lose to the way he lost in the steel cage match. So I mean, it's whatever. Anyway, the match was okay, but it's so hard to give this match an accurate rating when the crowd just takes away from it. And you're worried about the crowd than you are focusing on what's actually going on in the match. I have it at 2 3/4 stars, which is basically just being average, it being good enough to get by, basically. But I mean, who knows if it was actually really better than that, So whatever. But they've got to do something, because it really is not fair to Reigns. At this point, you got to just say, you got to say one of two things. Reigns is our guy. Let's treat him like our guy. Fuck the crowd. Or just say, well, listen, it's over with Roman. It's over with Roman, and now let's go. Let's go down Seth Rollins' lane. Let's go down Braun Strowman way or something. But and let's do something different. Let's do something different with Roman Reigns so that he can do something else. Because It's sad to see. It really is. It's sad to see that this is what happened. It really is sad to see. But then we have but then we had the SmackDown Women's title. It was Carmella versus Asuka, and Carmella wins with the help of James Ellsworth, who's come back, and you know, last year I was really praising Carmella, because Carmella, she had come around and she was starting to, you know, be very, very entertaining in the ring, and she was really, really, you know, I thought she had really come around and really had something come out of her, and but the last two matches she's had with Charlotte and with Asuka, really haven't been really all of that good, you know, and part of it wonders also if the crowd seemed to be starting to turn on this match too. So I wonder if the crowd has something to do with maybe the match, but it just, you know, it wasn't, you know, it didn't click. So I'm not sure. I'm wondering if Carmella is starting to get, if she's starting to hit like a plateau or something like that, and if that is, then at this point, you know, she probably needs to probably drop the title, because if she's not going to continue to get better, now listen, she's got James Ellsworth back, so maybe that we'll see how that goes. You know, it's the same thing like the Jinder Mahal thing from last year, right? I was all for Jinder Mahal having the title. I was all for that, you know, and I was hoping that Jinder Mahal would get better with his matches, and he you know, he had the match with Randy Orton, the rematch that Randy Orton gets for having the championship, I thought was better than the first one. So I thought, okay, it's getting better. But then it just kept going downhill from there. And then, like, the best match he had was the match he had with you know AJ Styles on SmackDown, and then he had a pretty good one with AJ Styles at Clash of Champions. So it's kind of been there ever since then as well. So that's the thing for Carmella. I think Carmella needs to, you know, it's not to get James Ellsworth. We'll see how this works out with him. Maybe she get her buddy back. Maybe she'll get better, and she'll be, you know, she'll get better, and also maybe, you know, maybe she'll get a little bit more, you know, better on the mic too. Because I'm all for you being, you know, an annoying heel. That's how you're supposed to be. But at some point, it just becomes grating. It becomes grating, and so yeah. That's what it was. Carmella retains the title. Then we had the last man standing match between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. And this started off slow, but it gained momentum, and surprisingly, AJ Styles retained the championship, which I thought, I was sure that this was going to be a victory for Shinsuke Nakamura, with there being the final blow-off in the match at, you know, at Extreme Rules. So, but I guess it just wasn't. There was a strange part. There was a strange one in the match when they're on the outside, and AJ has a chair, and he swings it overhead as if he's going to hit him in the head. And I don't know if he hit Shinsuke in the head or not. Corey Graves said that he hit him in the shoulder, so maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was in the shoulder. You know, maybe that's what he was doing. He was going for the back, but from the angle we saw, it looked like he was swinging down on his head. And so that was kind of interesting, and love the finish of the whole, you know, going to Dick Kick City, and then hitting him with the going inside, hitting him with the Finara forearm through the announce table, for the victory. Yeah, I thought this was started off a little slow, but it picked up and it gained momentum, and I thought that it was very, very good. So the best match of their series so far, and so I guess if I'm correct, I think the one at Wrestle Kingdom was 4.5 stars by Meltzer, right? Well, I had this at 4.5 stars. So if you think about it, they've equaled the match at Wrestle Kingdom. So there we go. We can now stop this. We can another feud that can be stopped, and let's see who now challenges AJ Styles. We got a lot of contenders. We've got Miz, we got Daniel Bryan, we got Samoa Joe. I'm not sure Randy Orton back yet, but whatever it is, we got some contenders. So we'll have to see how this goes. What happens. But good job by both of these guys. Put on a great excellent show. The Raw women's match is next. And this again was really, really good. My first thought was that Ronda Rousey needs like a full, she needs a halter top. she needs a halter top, because even though she's not as endowed, up here as some of the other ladies, still, I was cringing because something was gonna pop out. I was not cringing like, God, he's gonna pop out. But she didn't. But still, I think that maybe just. I'm not trying to be like. It was just like. And I know that the people in the back were like, oh boy. And some of the camera shots they were going for, it was oh my Jesus. But yeah, so that was just the primary thing. But what they did here was fantastic. She's got something for this business. She really does. She has it for this business. I mean, I had it at 3.25 stars, but she's got the nose for this business. She does. She got the nose for this business. I mean, it's just there, and it's amazing. And again, I'll say this again, like I said, like her first match, I am almost certain that the match that she had at WrestleMania, I'm sure that Kurt and Triple H, spotted out planned it out step by step. Excuse me, Hogan versus Warrior type, where down to the ounce, and they practice it. I'm sure they practice that match every day, every day. Monday after Monday Night Raw, those four flew down to Florida, and they got in that ring, and they worked it out, and for that first time. And that's why that first one was so good and so fantastic. And also you have two of the all-time greats in the game, Triple H, and you have Kurt Angle in there helping these two ladies along, who Ronda in the first match, and Stephanie, who's been in the ring before, still not really a big time trained wrestler. You want to say someone who can who can go in there and you would be okay with. But I'm sure that these two, probably the same thing happened with these two. These two, and this Nia she's obviously done this longer than Ronda has, but I'm sure that Nia is not someone that you have calling the match. She's not because that belongs to a veteran. That's Natalya. You put Natalya in a ring with Ronda, Natalya calls everything. suplex, back body drop. She she does everything that a veteran does. Nia's been in this business for 3 years. I'm sure she's not calling in the ring, so I'm sure that once again they probably for about the past 2 or 3 weeks they've probably been doing this match, before Raw, after Raw, going to Florida and practicing it there, and then once again it worked. It just worked, and it really is good. And again, the finish was Alexa Bliss coming in, hitting Ronda with the briefcase, giving her the win, keeping her undefeated. That's a major fact that she's still undefeated. So, and then she takes Ronda out. She cashes in on Nia Jax, hits her with a DDT, hits her with the Twisted Bliss. She's now the 5-time Raw Women's. She's the 5-time Women's Champion. I'm guessing 4-time Raw Women's Champion, then 1-time SmackDown Women's Champion. I'm guessing what the hell? Whatever. They said she's 5-time Women's Champion, so whatever. Like just merge the goddamn titles, make it one Women's Championship. Jesus Christ. It's driving me crazy. Like I don't know people here. So, but yeah, and I'm okay with this, I guess, because I was wondering how were they gonna get out of this themselves. How are they gonna get out of this situation? Were they gonna put the title on Ronda so early? A lot of people thought that maybe Natalya would win, and then Natalya would cash in on Ronda. But yeah, the way they go about this is good. So we'll have to see how it goes. Now, next one is Extreme Rules. So we've got 3 women right now in the title hunt, and we could very well have Ronda Rousey, be like in some type of submission match. We could have a triple threat submission match coming in Extreme Rules. So get ready, folks. But yeah, she's second match in. Wow. So just good on her. Good on her. And finally, the Raw, the main event, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We talked about this at the beginning a little bit earlier. Braun won, but and this was pretty good. This is a 4-star match. It's at some point, I think that we have 8 men and 8 women doing these matches. It's kind of hard. What I would like to see happen, if they're gonna do things like this, is to kind of like have them, instead of having them lay around and sell, until they're supposed to just get up and do something. Have them fight with the other women around the ringside. So have them fight. So then when if they catch them out of the corner of the eye, they can get the other woman off and go in that way. That would be more realistic. And they also might think about not doing it. It may just need to be they might need to take away two competitors next year, and just have it be 6. That might be better. Yeah, that might be better. Just have 6. So we'll have to wait and see. And don't do tag teams. There's no reason for there to be a tag team Money in the Bank ladder match. It's the men's match is enough and the women's match is enough. You don't need a tag team. So yeah, Braun Strowman run. And once again, I'll repeat what I said earlier. To me, that made no sense. That made no sense as to why Braun Strowman is going to be, the Money in the Bank winner, because the way they built Braun Strowman up is that Braun Strowman he's basically unbeatable basically unbeatable. The only people that beat Braun Strowman is Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. The only two guys to beat Braun Strowman. The only two, I'll say this again, the only two guys to beat Braun Strowman are Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Right? The only two guys. So why does he need the damn championship? Well, not the championship. He needs the championship, but I mean, why does he need the contract? And I also said earlier, there's a tweet. Someone, their tweet said that, if it's Reigns and Lesnar again at SummerSlam, could we be, could we be doing a replay of WrestleMania 31 with Braun Strowman being Seth Rollins? I hope not. I hope not. Listen, do this, right? If you're gonna do Reigns and Lesnar, have Reigns finally take down Lesnar at SummerSlam. Let him win the title, and then if the next night on Raw you want Braun Strowman to cash in on Reigns, fine, but just have Reigns beat Lesnar. Have him beat him, and have him beat him handily. Anyway, that's my review for Money in the Bank. Again, nothing could compete with last night's NXT show. That was fantastic. Again, last night we had 2 4 and 3/4 star match. We had 4 matches over 4 stars. We had a 4-star match, the title match. We had a 4 1/4 star match, the tag title match on NXT. I'm talking about. We had Ricochet and Dream were 4 3/4 stars, and then we had the Chicago Street Fight with Gargano and Ciampa at 4 3/4 stars, and then the women's title match that was 3.5 stars. So that was great. And come here, listen. And tonight, listen, we had the IC title match was 4 stars. The last man standing match was 4.5 stars. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match was 4.5 stars. We had IC title match being 4 stars, and the men's match was 4 stars. We had a great opening match between Bryan and Cass, and we had a great Raw women's title match, something like that. The rest was just average or less. So I kind of think that this is like above average. This would probably be like on a rating scale. This would probably be altogether maybe a 3 3/4 star pay-per-view, right? Yeah, I'm thinking maybe that's what there would be. It would be a 3 3/4 star pay-per-view. So and that's fine. That's fine. Because it's good to have the great ones like the other one, like the one last night from NXT TakeOver, but you can't expect that, especially with all these listening to them going 4 hours and everything, and you getting tired, and the crowd gets tired, and then everybody else, and they're probably tired too. So, but this I thought was a good one. So, that's that. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys have any thoughts about what's going on. What should be next? For Bryan, for Cass, for Miz, for AJ, anything. And if you have any thoughts on Braun Strowman winning the briefcase and the possibility of him doing the cash in, doing a Reigns and Lesnar match at SummerSlam, what are your thoughts on that? Again, really quick, my thoughts are I hate it. I hate it anyway. Whichever way they're doing it. If they do it to have him cash in, you know, to have him win the title, I hate it because it's you know, it does nothing for Reigns. If they have him cash in so that Reigns beats him instead of beating Lesnar, again, I hate it. Again, it does nothing for Reigns. If they have it so that he beats Lesnar, so that Lesnar doesn't beat Reigns and he beats him, I hate it. Still. So I just don't get it. But we have to wait and see what they're gonna do. Hopefully, what they would do is maybe they would have a weight. You know, maybe they would have a weight, and maybe they would have Braun cash in like after WrestleMania. Because I think something a lot of us would like would be a triple threat match between the Shield members, Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose, for the Universal Championship, where Rollins or Ambrose would Reigns would be the champion, and Rollins and Ambrose would win it there. And then maybe you could have Braun cash in after and have him win. And I think that would be a cool moment as well. But what I don't want at this point is I don't want him inserting himself into a Reigns and Lesnar match and then him either taking the fall or him winning the title. I'm trying to stay aboard the Reigns ship as much as I can. As much as I can, as I do. I feel for the guy. He gets a bad rap from a lot of fans. Fans think that he's boring. He's not. Fans think that he can't wrestle, can't work, doesn't think that he's deserving of it. We don't know that. He probably is, but he's worked his ass off for that spot. It was not handed to him. He probably did work his ass off. So and I just hate the fact that we're at this point right now where every Roman Reigns match on pay-per-view is going to get shit on. They're going to get chants of this is awful and boring and CM Punk and anything else they want to chant for, and Beach Ball Mania and all of that other things, and have people doing the rave, and that really sucks. And again, so I want to see that change. I think one of the ways that they can change that is just give him the damn title right now, have him beat Lesnar, have him beat him in dominating fashion, and then have him go on a tear. Have him really be the guy. Don't try to make him out as some sympathy case. Don't try to make him out as being some underdog. He's not. If he's the big dog, if he's the guy, if this is the guy who was supposedly had retired The Undertaker, then he doesn't need that. He needs to be the biggest, baddest motherfucker out there. That's what he needs to be. And right now, he's not. The biggest, baddest motherfucker out there is Braun Strowman. It is. So, and maybe that's just the way I'm going. And maybe as a Roman Reigns mark, I have to see that. I have to see that that's what it is. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be Reigns and Lesnar. Brunson's going to come down and win the championship, and I have to deal with that. And I have to be okay with that. And that's good. It's just a shame that they're doing that to Reigns. And so whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for the people who came and stopped by this live stream. If you're watching this at the later time, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. I will see you next month for Extreme Rules. Should be very, very interesting. See where they go. See what stops and what doesn't. So hopefully hopefully Bryan and Cass, Zayn and Lashley, Mahal and Reigns, and Styles and Nakamura are done, and we're gonna move on to something new. So, all right, folks. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.